Good afternoon. Good
Afternoon,
afternoon.
Doc.
Good afternoon, Doc.
Good afternoon, Doc.
I hope you are doing well.
Yes,
please,
Doc.
by
We're
God's
doing
will.
well. Thank you.
Doc, we are
Great.
How
doing
about you,
fine.
Doc?
The Lord has been good.
Thank God.
Welcome back from the Easter holidays.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you.
Okay. I guess we can start.
Yes, but okay.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Sam, and I'm presenting with Otabel for Group 3. And our topic is on output devices. So, and we say that output devices are our digital world voice. And so, I didn't hear you, sir. Well,
I didn't say anything. No, I didn't say anything.
Okay, great. So we are talking about output devices, and when we say output devices, the question is always asked, what are output devices? And so we want to throw the questions to us and say that when you hear of output devices, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? So we are saying that output devices are our are things that help us to interact with our digital devices. Okay, and whatever, could you go to the first slide? So by way of introduction, we are saying that output devices are are things that help us to interact with our digital devices on a daily basis. So we rely on output devices to bring information to life. So in an essential component that bridges the gap between the invisible world of binary codes, let's say binary codes, and then and our human senses. So it bridges the gap. Imagine that you are typing on your keypad and you do not see what you are typing, and you do not know exactly what is happening, that's what you are typing. So output devices play very, very crucial roles in transforming electrical signals into sight, okay, sound, and even some physical sensations from screen display of words that we type or words that are presented to us. For instance, this section that we are having, we can see because of the help of output devices. All right, so we're saying that output devices play very crucial roles in our day-to-day activity, and this whole slide was compiled by a group member of the 15 membership group, and we have very detailed and very detailed presentation to relay onto us. Thank you. And then Otabel could take over from here.
Gabriel, where are you?
Okay, without wasting much time, let's move on. as he said, output device brings out information that we have entered into our computer that is in the form of text, image, sound, and graphics so that we're able to interact with our everyday devices. So without our out, whatever that we are doing on our computer, we will not be able to have a feel of it. It becomes so boring. So let's say you have a text to send to somebody, or you have a voice recording that somebody has sent to you and you want to play, but playing it, you can't whatever that is playing. It becomes so irritating that you the device feels so boring to use. And also when you lose your screen, you're doing something, your screen falls down, then it cracks. You see that the device do not become so interactive for you to use because you don't have the access. You don't have access to do anything. Okay, please next slide. Whatever, please next slide.
Why did you come? Why did you flash? What sent you? Go and bring me my charger.
Okay, let's move on to the next slide. So we look at the types and examples of output devices. So we all have knowledge about the common output devices we all know. So we can do mention of some examples, which are the monitors, the projectors, the printers, the plotters. These are common examples we all know. The headphones and the Bluetooth speakers. These are common examples we know. And each output device has what it does. So we can mention of one type is the visual output device. So as the word says, visual, what you see on a screen or on a piece of paper. So the devices that produce out information in the form of text, image, videos, and graphics for us to see and feel. So we can mention examples like the monitors, projectors, the screens, and other ones. So these are devices that brings us this visual output for us to see. And the next one is audio output. Audio comes from the word sound, what we hear from the computer system, that is the audio. So the audio output is what you hear from the computer in a form of sound. So examples of these devices are the speakers, our headphones, our um, earpods, and those ones that we have. So that brings information in a form of sound to us. Then we also talk about printout output. The printout output produce output on a hard copy. So when we talk about hard copy, it means those copies that you can touch that comes out on the paper. That is the hard copy. So we have the printout. Examples of this printout output device that are printers and the plotters. With the printers, we also talk about detail. We talk details about it and the plotters. Then the fourth type is the tactile output devices. These devices, they bring out feedback using touch vibrations. So we can, those game lovers who love to play games, you see that when playing the games using your FIFA game, go the vibration of it. So now let's dive details into the visual output devices, visual window. We can talk about monitor. So what then is a monitor? So the monitor is the most important output device when it comes to a computer system. As I said, the monitor also brings out information in the form of text, image, or videos. Then we have types of monitors. We have the LCD, the touchscreen monitors, and a whole lot of monitors that we have. Okay, so our next colleague, Angela will take over from there. Please, Angela, take over.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to take over from where we stopped. So the next output device we'll talk about is the plotter. And we all know that the plotter, as I said, is a specialized device that draws image cuts or large-scale graphic on paper using pen or other tools. For the professional application, the engineering used for creating technical drawings, blueprints, and precise schematics that require accuracy and detail. For the architecture, produce building plans, elevation, and detailed architectural drawings at large scale. So I'll move on to the audio output. Okay, sure. The printer. So for the printer, its work is to produce hard copy information from a computer and print it on a paper, creating physical documents from digital files. And we all know the uses of printer for document printing, photo production, business reports, and physical copies. Next slide, please. So I would like to talk about the audio output device. And for that one, as the visual output device, its main work is showing you or displaying things on the screen. For the audio output devices, its main work is that the hardware takes digital audio signals from a computer and converts them into sound that can be heard by the users. And so in simple terms, if a device produces sound or audio as an output, it is termed as an audio output device. And one, we have the headphones, which allow users to listen to audio from computers or electronic device privately with high quality. And the speakers, that's the main common thing, which amplifies the next slide, please.
So the tactile.
Yeah, so we now move to the tactile. So most of us don't really have much idea about the tactile output device, or it's not commonly seen. So with what I know, for the tactile output devices, it's a hardware that communicates information to users through sense of touch, rather other than the audio and the visual output device we talked about. And one interesting thing about the tactile output device is that it gives people that are visually like impactable like connection. So even if you cannot see or you can't hear, with this device, you have a feel of sensation or a vibration to actually know what's going on. And one example is the virtual reality glove. So these
Okay,
are the
I'll also
types
touch
of
more.
device we have.
I'll also talk more about the tactile. So with the tactile, it gives us, he said, physical sensation, that touch, vibration. We can do mention of the wearables devices that we have. So when we have a notification, you see that it vibrates on our wrist to tell us that, okay, we have a notification. And our mobile phones as well, sometimes we put it on vibration so that when we have a call, text message, the phone vibrates. This is also another example of a tactile output device. Then with the tactile too, we have the gloves, the virtual reality gloves, we have the gaming controllers, we have the smart rings, the smart belt. All these ones give tactile feedback, physical feedback through touches, vibration, be able to interact with our devices without any sound or visuals. Then we come to when choosing an output device. We say that one, what is your cost or your budget that you are going in for a device. So you choosing a device, you have to choose what you can afford, and also when there is a fault, you can also maintain it. That is another thing you need to also consider when you are going for an output device. Check your budget, the cost of it, ease of use. Some of the devices are more advanced. So example of it is a 3D. Maybe you have no idea about the 3D printer. If you go for it, it will be a cost to you. So go for easy way use printers that you can use for the purpose of your job. If it is a speaker, go for the ones you can operate and operate it well. If it is for your room and other things, use a device that you can use easily. Then the third one is the speed. When you turn the device on, how long does it keep? When you're connecting it to another device, how long does it also take? So you also consider the speed of it. Then we talk about the purpose. What are you using it for? Are you using it for your personal use? Are you using it for your commercial use? If you are using it for commercial, like some people come hire you to play as a DJ for them, then you should also know what kind of machine you have to go for, a system that you have to also go for. If it's for education purpose, then you need a screen, the projectors for those activities. Then you also the compatibility. You see, as we are advancing, the devices that we are having also advances. Those days we are having the USB, now they are transforming to the Type C USB. Then the ports are also changing. So the device that you are using, is it compatible with the current ports that we have, or yours is outdated? So you also devices to some files when you send it to your your device, is it able to play? So that sometimes you go for a device, someone sends you a video, is then you see a prompt that this video is cannot, this format cannot be open. That means that video is of high quality and your device cannot display it. So you also look at this factor when you're also going for it. Then the importance. So let's give it a scenario. You went to a church which has a beautiful setup and everything there is so good. But when it came to speak irritating, that you enjoy the church service. So you could be like, okay, whatever that spirit that brought you to the church, you see that it brings your energy down, that you can't do anything about it. So you leave. That is that, okay, output devices are very important. There's a saying that when you don't value something when you lose it, you don't value something when you use it. You don't value, maybe you might not value your phone until the screen cracks. So let's look at importance of output devices in modern world. So one, communication of information. So at this moment, you can see me doing a presentation, or because of the output device in the computer system, you can see me, you can hear me. So that is another importance of output device. Then supports decision making. Our investors, let's say, when we talk about the investors, those of us who stake the bet, the investors. So when you place a bet and you don't know what is going on, you are not able to make a decision. And let's also take another scenario. Those times the election was going on. So the information or the data was displayed in a form of chat for us to be able to read, and we'll be able to we hear and we see them, and we're able to make decisions from what we have known, what the information that has been displayed for us to see. That is another importance of output devices. They make us take decision or support decision making. The third one is entertainment. as you all know, we enjoy ourselves through music, movies, gaming, and a whole lot. So if one is stressed out from work, you just have the Bluetooth earpiece or AirPods, put it in their ears and listen to music or watch some movies or call boys to play games and have fun. This is another importance of output device. The fourth one is visualization of data. So display like monitors and projectors display text and making the information easy to understand. So at this moment, you are able to read and understand from the information that is displayed to you at this moment. Then improve productivity. Let's say at the end of the semester, your result has been published. You have nowhere to print it out to see what you have, or it's to you, but you have an issue with your screen. You are not able to see whatever that you had as your result. Yet, so you should know that output device improve productivity and makes output allows work to be sufficient, printing out documents and also sharing videos for people to understand and also making video voice recording for people to hear you. Okay. I'll leave it to Sam to do the conclusion. So
Great. So thank you so much. So the essential points to take home from this is to say that output devices are fundamental to human computer interactions. Okay. Output devices make technology accessible and enjoyable and useful in our everyday life. So with this, we want to say thank you. We are open for questions. At least we could take 2 or 3 questions and then we'll take it from here. Anybody with a question? If not, we would thank you for listening to us. Thank you, sir. So next group, please.
Please, my hand is.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, please your question.
All right. Thank you very, very much for giving me this opportunity to ask some questions. Please, I wanted to find out, since you mentioned something about Type C, I wanted to find out if whether Thunderbolt is also input or output device.
Thunderbolt.
Yes, please.
Any idea?
Yes, please. Thunderbolt.
So let's take it this way. So Thunderbolts, yes,
Please,
is it an output
do you have any question
device?
for them?
We are open for questions, please. Somebody was asking about Thunderbolts. Mr. Paul, we can't hear you, please.
Hello, please, can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
So I wanted to find out the role of GPU in an output display.
GPU.
Yes, please.
Okay. Right. Please, any other questions? We want to take the questions and then we answer at once. So.
Okay. My second question is, since you mentioned about we should budget before we make purchase, I wanted to find out, is there any types of printers, and if they are, what are the differences, and which one is, is let's say low budget, in case I want to go and purchase it.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. So we have 3 questions. The first question is Thunderbolt an output device? So I'll leave that to Otibel and the rest to answer. Please can take over.
Please, if you can elaborate, what's the Thunderbolt? Kind of lost. How does it look like this? So to
Okay.
also consider. Does it? Okay. Please, you are
So,
speaking.
so like he's saying, I don't remember who asked the question, but I think that output devices are classified in everything we've discussed. And so if a Thunderbolt is not classified in this section, so the output devices, to answer your question is to ask you a question and say that what's the function of the Thunderbolt? What do you use the Thunderbolt for? Do you use it for projecting or receiving an output from a system? So Thunderbolt mostly on the laptop, the MacBooks, you see the ports Thunderbolt. I think that those are fast input devices. I think it could be added to the peripherals of input devices. I think so.
Okay. So I also take
And
the budget, as you
yeah,
said, the budget. If they are types of printers, and as I said, we have the inkjet. So you see that those uninvited photographers that come to our weddings, and that takes us instant printing pictures. They use the inkjet. Then we have the laser jet, which is we have the tabletop laser jet, which you can use for your personal use as well because it's robust. It can do a lot of printing. Then we have the multifunction. Multifunction, the one that has the printer, the photocopy, and the scanning all in one. So the multifunction. With multifunction, we have the colored and the black and white. So whichever ones you want to use for, are you using it for your own personal game? Then you can use for the tabletop LaserJet printer, which comes with what and colored. Are you
thank you
getting it?
so much for that.
Okay, so I also take the question that is the role of the GPU in an output device. So the GPU itself is responsible for generating and processing the images that are being displayed as the output device. So let's say the GPU is like a painter. It prepares and draws the pictures, and the monitor is like the canvas that displays it.
Exactly. Thank you so much for the explanation. And we'll hand our time now. Thank you. The next group can take over. Unless there's more questions, I think we are done. Thank you, sir. Please, the next group is group 5. Group 5.
So this group what? Group 5.
Yes, sir, group 5.
Okay. Enable editing and then put it in slideshow and start.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, madam.
So my name is Anita W, and I'm a member of Group 5. We are making a presentation on productivity and business software.
Please, we
And
can see your screen.
you can't see my screen.
Hello, please.
Godsway, please share your screen.
Yes, I'm sure.
All right.
You know,
Okay, thank you. So as I said earlier, I'm Anita Doglo, and a member of Group 5. We are here to present on productivity and business software. Next slide, please. Next slide. All right, so talking about software, think about the apps and programs you use daily. What do you use en route to write documents or organize your schedules or communicate with friends? So we are going to talk about the difference between productivity software and then business software. So before we move on to productivity software, what is software itself? A software is a program designed to help individuals and businesses to perform tasks, which makes it more easier and faster, also more efficient for them to finish up. So what is productivity software? Next slide, please. Productivity software, it helps individuals complete their day-to-day tasks and makes it more efficiently. These tools focuses on creating, organizing, and managing personal or small-scale work. Examples are the word processor. Talking about a word processor is a software used for typing work, formatting, editing, or printing documents as well. Examples are like the Microsoft Word, Google Docs, and many more. Another example of the productivity software is a spreadsheet. The spreadsheet is used for organizing, calculation, and analyzing data. It helps you work with numbers more easier and faster. Examples are the Google Sheets, Microsoft Excel, and many more. We also have presentation makers. So the presentation makers are the software used to create and display informations. It helps you present your ideas visually to audience using text, images, and animations. Examples are like the Microsoft PowerPoint and Google Slide. As we are presenting to you now, we are using the PowerPoint. So it's also an example of the Come again.
I'm a bed and off the clock.
Sherry, please, are you saying something? All right, let's continue. So example of the presentation makers are the Microsoft PowerPoint, the Google Slides, as I mentioned earlier. Another example of the productivity software is the note-taking apps. When we say the note-taking apps, they are the digital notebooks where you can keep your ideas or class notes or even reminders and important information. Examples are the Notions, Google Keep, Google One, OneNotes, and etc. Please, next slide. So the examples of please go back. Examples of productivity softwares that I mentioned earlier These are the softwares we have under them, like the word processors I mentioned. I gave you some examples, which is the Google Docs, Microsoft Word, and we also had the spreadsheets, which I also gave you an example, which was the Microsoft Excel and etc., as well as the note keeping and the presentation makers. Next slide, please. So I will hand over to Godsway to take us through the business software.
Thank you, Anita. My name is Kudjo. I'm representing Wk7 from where Anita stopped. So the next presentation is about business software. So when they say business software, it's a software designed for organizations to manage operations and their workflows. These tools helps companies handle multiple users, large amounts of data, and complex processes. And example is so the business software connects different departments and helps teams work together. Examples include the customer relation management, accounting systems, and project management platforms. I'm sorry. So common business software examples are the Salesforce, manage customer relations and sales data for large companies. We have the QuickBooks, handles accounting, invoicing, and financial tracking for businesses. We have the Slack, enables communication and collaboration across companies and companies departments. We have the HubSpot. It manages marketing, sales, and customer services. We have the Asana. So when the Asana is also a cloud-based base, this one that works that manage platform used by teams to organize, track, and manage process, tasks, and workflow. It helps teams to collaborate, set a deadline, and assign tasks in one place, ranging from daily to daily strategies, company strategy, companies day-to-day companies operations. Sorry, day-to-day companies operations. That's for the Asana. So when we say SAPS and ERP systems, what the SAP simply means is system applications and products. Then the ERP means enterprise resource planning. So this is a combined softwares. These are combined as cloud-based software that manages, like it's a name. So when we talk of the SAP and then the ERP, there are systems that helps to makes this business software function easily. So you have the key differences when it comes to scale and users. So when we talk about scale and users, the scale is referring to the structure of the software, and then the users is referring to the audience interacting with the structure or the system. So one is productivity software designed for one person or small group of users. Then the business software built for large organizations with many users across departments. We have the productivity one. You can start using it immediately with minimal training, meaning with a small, maybe a day training, you can start using it. Very simple. When it comes to the business one, often requires setups, training, and IT support to implement it. Sometimes that's how it requires setups, then training. Then it comes to the productivity software. Usually costs less or it's free. Sometimes it costs free or it's less. When it comes to the Google Docs or Google Slides, once it has a limited storage for it. So once you exceed that, there's a monthly subscription that you have to pay to keep on using the. So when it comes to key differences, you have purpose and what features. This is another. This one that purpose require simply means why, and then the features simply means what. So productivity software focuses on individual tasks like writing, calculating, or presenting. Then the business one focuses on companies wide process like sales tracking and or inventory management. So the inventory management ensures that the right products, in stock in the right quantity and reducing costs from overstocking while avoiding loss of sales from shortage. So with this, I refer it to equilibrium. Equilibrium. So when we take the Libra, for example, it's a similar example. You see the Libra waste option, like it being in balance. It deals with weight and then the balance. So there's no more than what is required, and there's no less than what is required. That's what the inventory management um, is about. And we go to the productivity software. It's simpler interface designed for quick learning, just like the Duolong that we use for the languages. You see, these days when you on your phone, you see this Duolingo app that you use to learn. Me, I'm using it for my friends currently. So you use it to learn, you practice your language and other stuff. Yes, that's how it is. Then when it comes to the business one, it's more complex interface with advanced customization options. Just like the Photoshop, you can't just take a picture and then all of a sudden you prepare a nice portrait out of it. It has to go through certain steps to be able to what makes it look attractive. When we come to the productivity software, as I said earlier, it requires has a limited data storage and sharing capability. You can't share in bulk or in a large quantity. But with the business one, it has a massive amount of data with securities and backups. So this is the end of our presentation. Any questions?
If there is no other question, okay, Sam
I
Terry's
have a
answer.
question.
Okay.
Please, should I go ahead?
Yes, please.
Okay. So I wanted to ask if I should open maybe a business website on Chrome. Does Chrome become a business software?
Please.
If there's no
come
question,
again.
can we take the next group?
Please, I'm asking a question.
Okay.
So I'm asking that if you should open you heard a question?
Yes. So
All right.
Google Chrome is not a business software, it's a web browser. And web browser meaning it's a software used to access website and actually web apps on it. So that one I think is not a business software.
It seems it forms a key. It has key features that will explain what how do we call it? A system software is, because you'll be able to get access to the company's website. I hope you get where I'm coming from.
Yeah, so I get you. So it is a web browser, not a business software. It's a browser.
All right.
So I was going to ask about I saw that you talked about SAP ERP, and so I wanted to ask that in what category would you put SAP? Because SAP is a third party app, and so I wanted to find out that.
Sorry, I didn't go through all the coming. It's a combined this one. That's why. That's why.
I didn't get you, please.
It's a combined what?
Oh. So SAP is a business software. Hello, Sam Sherry.
Yeah. I think
I hope I've answered.
no question. No question.
Okay.
Thank you. Please, group 6. Group 6.
Okay. Good afternoon, Doc. Good afternoon, gentlemen. On behalf of the of memory and storage devices. So let's see the types. Let's see the types, the structure, and the storage devices. So please next slide. Please next slide. Please next slide. So these are the group members. All right, please next slide. Please next slide. All right, thank you. So we are going to start with what is memory and storage devices? When we say memory is the place where data or information is stored in a computer system. Just as a memory is essential for human beings, it is equally critical for computers. That is, it holds both data and instructions needed for processing. So what is storage? Someone might ask, what is storage? Storage refers to any technology or medium used to hold, retain, and retrieve digital data, either temporarily or permanently, within or connected to a computer system. In other words, you can say memory is a fundamental component of every computer system. Please, next slide. Please, next slide. Please, next slide. Please, next slide.
Well, you got them right there. Me. Oh. So, vamos.
Please try and mute your mics. Guys, please mute your mics if you're not presenting.
Please.
Good afternoon, Doc. Please, the person sharing the screen is really experiencing a network problem. That is the reason why we are having issue with the next slide situation. So please, kindly bear with the person for us.
All right, thank you very much. So let's go to the difference between memory and storage. When we say memory, memory holds data temporarily. In other words, say volatile. That means when information is stored, you can lose it. And when you say storage stores information permanently. That's non-volatile. Memory loses data when power is off. Storage retains data when power is off. Memory has a small capacity. That's from 4 gig to 64 gig. Storage has a large capacity of 256 gig to terabyte. Memory is very fast. Storage has is slower than memory. Memory is expensive per gig. Storage is cheaper per gig. Memory holds data that the CPU, the central processing unit, is actively using. Storage holds data for a long period of time. Please, next slide. Let's come to the importance of memory and storage. To begin with, importance of memory. Let's see the importance of memory. Memory enables the CPU to access and process data quickly. It determines how many applications can run simultaneously. More RAM means better multitasking performance. Memory directly affects the speed and responsiveness of a computer. Memory reduces the need for the CPU to fetch data from the slower storage. Memory is critical for running demanding applications like games, video editing, and virtual machines. Please, next slide. Let's look at the importance of storage. Storage stores information, permanently saves all data, files, and programs. Storage holds the operating system, software, and user files. Storage allows data to be retained even after shutdown. Storage determines how much data a computer can hold overall. Storage is essential for backup and recovery of important data. Storage enables sharing and transfer of data between systems. Next slide. So let's look at the units of memory. There are sometimes you can walk into a phone shop, they might for a pen drive of 1 gig, 2 gig. So let's look at some of the units of memory. So bit is the smallest unit of a computer memory. Examples are the floppy disks with a memory of that's megabytes, which is 8 bits, which gives 1 byte. We have the kilobyte, which is 1024 bytes, which gives you 1 kilobyte. And we have the megabyte, which is 1024 kilobytes, which gives you 1 megabyte. We have the gigabyte, which is 1024 megabytes, which gives you 1 kilobyte. We have the terabyte, which is 1024 kilobytes, which gives you 1 terabyte. Please, next slide. Okay. I want to call our
Good afternoon, Doc. If you are continuing for the types of computer memory, we have two types of computer memory, which are the primary memory and the secondary memory. Let's begin with the primary memory, which is the main or the internal memory. The primary memory is located on the motherboard. It is directly connected to the CPU. It has a small capacity and a fast access speed. Let's go to the secondary memory. The secondary memory is also known as the auxiliary or the external memory. It stores data permanently. It is non-volatile and larger in capacity, and it is far slower than the primary memory. We have examples being the DVD, the tape, and the CDs. Next slide, please. Let's continue with the RAM, which is the random access memory. We are looking at some of the key characteristics of the random access memory. So the random access memory stores data which is currently in use.
It is volatile, which means that when data is lost when the power goes off. It is located in a separate slot on the motherboard. It enables faster software execution and is directly accessible by the CPU. Examples of the random access memory is the static RAM and the dynamic RAM. Next slide, please. Okay, so we are looking at the difference between the static RAM and the dynamic RAM. With regards to the name, the SRAM is known as the static random access memory, and the DRAM is known as the dynamic random access memory. With speed, the SRAM is faster, whilst the DRAM is slower. With the cost, the SRAM is expensive as compared to the DRAM. In terms of refresh, the SRAM doesn't really require any, but the DRAM requires refresh periodically.
Which computer storage devices are the hardware components?
With what it's used for, the SRAM is used for cache memory, and the DRAM is used for the main memory, which is the PCs. They are both volatile. Next slide, please. We are continuing with the read-only memory. The read-only memory is a non-volatile memory that retains data even when power is off. It contains the BIOS, which is the first program that runs when the computer starts. Data written by the manufacturer cannot be easily altered. Let's look at some of the types of the read-only memory. So we have the programmable RAM, the erasable RAM, and the electrically erasable RAM. The programmable RAM is written once by it's the programmable RAM. Once data is written by the manufacturer, it cannot be altered afterwards. With the erasable RAM, once data is written by the manufacturer, it can be erased and rewritten by using ultraviolet rays. With the electrically erasable RAM, it is erased bit by bit using electrical signal, which is mostly flexible. Okay, so I'll call Mr. Hakim to continue with the secondary memory.
Okay, thank you very much, Kenneth. So, like my previous colleagues said, the storage devices, which are the computer storage devices, are the hardware components that store data permanently or temporarily. Mostly, they range from fast but small primary to large capacity secondary storage, like the hard drives and the SSD. So, when we come to the secondary memories, please, the slide, please. Please, next slide, please. Okay, so thank you very much. So when you come to the storage devices, you can see we have a nice picture here showing magnetic tips for those who don't know how they look like. So with the magnetic tips, they are plastic tapes with magnetic coatings, similar to music cassette tapes. They are sequential access only, used for audio and video storages. They cannot pinpoint the exact data locations though. Then when you come to the magnetic disks, which are the popular direct access storage mediums, they are non-volatile, that is data saved without power. and used to install the operating systems. The types are the hard disks and the floppy disks. Next slide, please. Okay, so here we have the hard disks and the floppy disks. The hard disks, mostly known as the HDD, they are also called the hard drives or the fixed drives. They store the OS and the softwares and the user files. They are mostly built into the system and also available as external drives. Typical capacity of these HDDs range from 250 gig to 2 terabytes and upwards. And then when you come to the floppy disks, they are round, flat, similar plastics with ferric oxide coatings. They are read or written by floppy disk drives, which are mostly called the FDDs. They evolved from the 5 1/4 inch to the 3.5 inch format, now obsolete, which means they are low capacity or high cost. Next slide, please. Then we have the optical discs, which are the CDs and the DVDs. So with the CDs, which is the compact discs, they store data, music, movies, softwares, and the capacity too is up to 700 megabytes. They hold mostly 80 minutes of video. The data stored as bits. The types are the CD-ROM and the CD rewritables. And then when you come to the DVDs or the digital versatile discs, they are high capacity storage mediums. The capacity ranges up to 4.7 gig. They also store movie music and softwares. And they look like the CD, but they hold more data. The types are the DVD ROMs and the DVD rewritables. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. We've come to the end of our presentation, and we have the quick reference or the summary of everything that we just said. So when you come here, you see the memory type, which is the RAM, the SRAMs or the DRAMs. Mostly they are volatile and the access is direct. The speed is very fast, and their key use are mostly active programs and OS. And then when you come to the RAM, the PRAM, the EPRAMs, and the EEPRAMs, they are volatile and their access is direct. The speed is fast, not as fast as the RAM though. And their key use are mostly the BIOS and the firmwares. And then we come to the magnetic tips. They are not volatile. Their speed is sequential. Their access is sequential and their speed is slow. And their key uses archival backup. And then the hard disk, which is the ADD, they are not volatile. They are direct. The access is direct and the speed is moderate. They are also used mostly for the OS and the file storages. And then the floppy disks, which are also not volatile. The access is direct, the speed is slow, and the data transfer is obsolete. And the CD or the DVD, they are also not volatile. The access is direct, the speed is moderate, and they are mostly used for media and software disks. Thank you very much for your attention. And if you have any questions, we'll be waiting for them. Thank you.
So my question is, what distinguish the volatile memory from non-volatile memory?
Okay. Any other question?
Yes, please. Please, what's the difference between the hard disk and the SSD? And also, what are the types of the DRAM? You mentioned DRAM. You spoke well about the DRAM. So I wanted to find out, is there any difference between this DRAM?
All right. And then we'll add another questions, then we'll answer all at once. But if there's no question, we can just go ahead.
I have a question.
All right.
earlier during your slide, you were stating difference between memory and storage. So you went ahead to say, memory. Let me quote from your slide. Yes, you said memory is temporal / volatile. Then you went further to explain types of computer memory, and you said RAM and ROM. And you said one was volatile and the other was non-volatile. So if initially you had said that memory was temporal and volatile, how come we have RAM and ROM and one is volatile and the other is non-volatile?
Okay, thank you very much. So the first question was, hello, the first question said, please, the person who asked the first question, can you repeat your question for me? Then I answer it. You
The
said something
distinguish
about being volatile and
the
then
distinguish of
non-volatile.
volatile memory.
Yes. When they say something is volatile, it means it cannot hold storage, or it is unpredictable. So some of the memories, when we are working on the computer, and then your phone goes off. I'm sorry, you are working on your computer and your computer goes off, maybe for low battery, and it shuts off. When you come back in, then you are working on something, you see the thing is completely gone. You have to start from scratch. But there are some too, when you are working and then the computer goes off, when you come back, you see that the thing is still there. So it simply means that some memories, they hold whatever you are doing, they keep it. And then you can retrieve it back. And some memories can't hold it. They just delete everything, then you start from scratch. So that's the meaning of volatile. Have I answered your question?
Please, if you say some memory cannot hold it, what does it mean? I don't
Yes.
understand.
They only
Meaning
keep
there is
they only keep what you are doing temporarily so that you can use them. They don't store it. They only keep it temporarily. They don't store it at all. So that's why I set an example that maybe you are typing something on your computer and then you forgot to charge it. And then all of a sudden the computer just goes off. When you come back and you turn on the computer, whatever you are typing is gone. Have you experienced something like that before?
Yes, please. But
Yes,
I
it
wanted to
means
find
it
out
was,
what's the difference between
yes.
keep and store. If you're keeping something and you're storing something, what's the difference, please?
so the secondary memory, that those stores they store the information or the data, and the memory like the RAM, they hold it for a short period of time, for some time. That's when sometimes when the power goes off, then you lose the data. Am I clear, please?
Oh, okay. Okay. So you mean you
Yes.
lose the data whenever the power
Yes.
goes off? Okay.
That's why we said we have a primary memory and secondary memory. So the secondary memory, they are for storage. We have the pen drive. You can store whatever you want on the pen drive, and you can access them later. But when you can store information on
Hello?
a RAM.
Hello?
Yes, please. So it is the difference, that the computer memory type, because we have the secondary one and the primary one, which the primary ones are the RAM and the secondary ones are the hard disks and floppy disks and other things. Please, am I clear?
So I have a question. I have
Please, can I ask
multiple.
the last
I
question?
don't know if it's. I don't know if it's a question. Probably multiple confusions. I didn't hear you mention anything about the NVEMs, the newer technologies like the M2s and all those stuff. Then the SSDs and stuff. So I don't know if those ones are not storage devices. Then
Please,
how would we classify them?
SSD, they are classified under secondary memories. and it's in the slide. You can go over, please.
Can I ask one question?
Yes, please.
So how do the rules of memory and storage complement each other in the computer system?
Please come again.
So I said, how do the rules of memory and storage complement each other in the computer system?
All right. With the memories, as you are working on your project, they retain the data. Whatever you are doing, they retain it for you. And then, so that when you finish, and then you can transfer them to the storage devices. The storage devices, they keep it permanently for you, so that later, if you want to use them, you can use them. Okay.
But please, you've not answered my second question. I don't know.
All right. Which question was that?
Question again, please.
Yes, I asked whether there are some types of DRAM.
DRAM is under RAM. It's a dynamic read access memory, and we have the static read access memory. So they are types of read access memory.
Okay, so I asked whether we have types of DRAM. Types of DRAM.
I think yes, there are types of DRAMs. It just isn't cool. So I think the types of DRAMs that there are no, mostly like the synchronous RAMs, which operate in sync with the system, and then there are the double data rate RAMs, which transfers twice per clock cycle or successive generations, which improves speed and efficiencies. So all this, they are there. The reason why we didn't go, most of these ones, they work behind the scene. But if your answer is to know whether there are types, yes, there are types.
Okay. My last question, please.
Please, most of it goes very deep. We had only 25 minutes to conclude. So if we say we were going to tackle everyone, I think our slide would have been too much for us.
Please, last one.
25 minutes.
Please, I ask a question. No.
Okay. Okay.
Please, your question again.
My question was that from your presentation, you said memory is volatile. Then you came further to explain that we have RAM and ROM. And one was volatile, the other was non-volatile. So if initially you had said that memory was volatile, how come now we have memory that is volatile and non-volatile?
So please, that was comparison with memory and storage. When you are comparing memory to storage, memory will be volatile and storage will not be volatile. Because when you are comparing a RAM to hard drive, you see the difference, because these ones, they will be volatile and the hard drive will not be volatile.
So if at certain point the memory becomes non-volatile, then it shouldn't be a characteristics of memory that you compare with storage.
Okay, so my question was, how do the storage device maintain data integrity and prevent data loss?
Yes, please, your question again. How would what?
Storage device maintain data integrity and
I can't hear you.
Hello.
Yeah.
I said, how do
It seems.
data storage
Hello,
maintain
please. I think the questions are okay. Let's Doc take over the class and then take us through.
Come on, Doc can speak for himself. Hello, Akim.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have another question.
Oh, my question was not answered, please.
Please go ahead and ask.
How do data storage maintain data integrity and prevent data loss?
How does it maintain?
Yeah, how does it maintain data integrity and prevent data loss?
All right. Thank you. So I think group 6
I hope
is
you
done.
heard me.
So thank you guys. So I think we are done with the presentations. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Linda. Hello, Linda.
Linda is engaged, a bit engaged there, so she's
Okay.
not fully active.
Yeah, I think I'll need all the PowerPoint so that next week I'll comment on all of them before I start my class next week. So please inform her to send all the PowerPoint to me.
Yeah.
Before
We'll do
my
that.
class,
Okay.
yeah, I'll comment on all the presentation before I start teaching.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks a lot
Okay.
for
Thank
your
you.
time. Yes, please.
Thank you.
Doc.
Doc, please, I have a last question.
We free mood.
Some say one last
Why people, what sort of
one.
wickedness is that? Max people, they try get marks, you they ask them questions on the fly like that.
Charlie, who asked the last
Consider them
question?
small.
It's like the session where they record that the shit that go
Akim,
what they worry you? If you read they invent the computer, they ask you say why what be that thing?
Now I want to tell us to make you go search for
Charlie,
Google.
if you read they invent the computer, you computer they work, they miss.
No, he said make you ask questions. Now they ask questions.
Charlie,
no, if you ask question, consider your mate small.
You say
Consider
make
them
you ask
small.
me question.
well, like you
I'm
saw that thing.
Don't say how they keep data integrity, data
I forget
integrity
to
and things.
mute
Now,
my
They are still recording, though. They are recording us. Hey, we are being recorded.
Make we flow boys on our mind. Small Max people they
man go
try
get
find
they
you. They
piss me
ask them
how
questions
that
like
thing.
be
We are
PhD.
being
They
recorded.
what's up?
We are being recorded.
Oh, beside Elon Musk.
We are being recorded. We are being recorded.
They go to cut that part out from the video. Make you no worry. They will delete that
Sam
part.
was smart. Sam was smart to say only 3
Balo
questions.
give me phone off. Small marks with the words you be scared for our colleagues.
You see,
I
show them
my
say
last question.
make
You
you
answer.
talk say
My last
three
question.
this thing.
Charlie,
You know,
your last question, it be killer question.
I
How you want
swear.
make the answer?
Now I won't blast them.
I said a long time. As the beat the question. We are the ones match. We don't press pressure.
What do you mean by how memory keeps data integrity and I'm saying free?
Hakim, answer the question.
Answer that question. What you take the answer do?
Answer
Hakim, please, I have last question.
the question.
I beg. I don't know. Go ask Elon Musk.
As I go answer your own question.
Hakim, please, I have last question.
We are the ones match. You better press your colleagues the man.
Hey, you forget it. Let me talk about group 6. As they talk, say they for monitor the questions. So people say, oh, we go answer. Charlie, as they say they miss the question, I don't hear anything.
That be mafia.
So my question be number 14 for the grade. if you go the page, you see I drop some questions before there.
You know, be correct. You know, be correct.
Answer it yourself. Answer it.
That's small maths.
Might be Ricky though.
I beg make it DM me.
Charlie.
Make up.
Only doing too much.
If we can't meet face to face with this presentation, then Charlie.
Akim, you conf. You don't know. Say
like some people
for the answers
you know the thing already.
remember all the
You know the thing, give it to yourself.
Ask me the question. You see the African drop in this thing in voice note for the pre-talk. You be African way do ya.
People go chat
We've been it like you want to die, but you will not die. Exactly.
Yes, sir.
You know already.
We've been it like you want to die, but you will not die. Exactly. Exactly. Come on, manage. We've been it like you want to die, but you will not die. Exactly. Exactly.
Hey, Charlie, who asked that question? I'm sure you can. Special case. I beg you, next time, put me for first, and I will go last again.
Hakim, come the chat session. Questions they can't answer.
The questions they did the page talk, they wait for you.
Hakim, the questions you know answer, we will send you for SMS then WhatsApp or.
You go learn your something for somewhere where you think you know. Keep it to yourself. We are students. We are trying to learn. You come ask us some questions. Yeah. That question, you know, if you ask the lecture. You come ask your question.
Major mama calculus in algebra. Teacher no cry, mum bombarding with questions, sir.
But Charlie, boys know the try crowd. What can we use those questions?
They're not the ask question from us like
boys will try. Boys will try.
Yes,
yes,
make I tell you guys something. You see that you all know they understand, but the teacher say, do you understand? This morning at the last
questions and then baby some will say, hey, Charlie, I'm off for tomorrow.
Say Hakim, I ask question.
Some they go, they can't they rephrase the questions.
Malicious intent in the question. They are not asking questions to learn anything. Most of them, they are not asking any questions to learn anything.
Okay.
If you are afraid when you say being group that, so make you worry the group.
Oh, Charlie. Guys, I beg, what will be the next class?
French.
Group 6. No worries, Movie will be